Likutei Sicha is Chelik Chavav, volume 26, the Sicha for Chav Dalet Teves. This Sicha will explain the special connection between the Alter Rebbe and our Parsha, Parshas Va'era. And that is that the entire objective and accomplishment of the Alter Rebbe all rests within the idea of Va'era, to make things seen. As a quick introduction, so we can be more familiar with some of the concepts that we mentioned in the Sicha, the Alter Rebbe's name, Shneir Zalman, is actually, Shneir is Lashon HaKodesh, is actually in ancient Hebrew, whereas Zalman is a Yiddish name. Now, as it's brought down, the name Shneir is very befitting the Alter Rebbe, as the Alter Rebbe revealed Shnei Oyer, two types of light. That is, in the secret part of the Torah, that is, of course, Torah's Chabad, Chasidus Chabad, which the Alter Rebbe founded and revealed, and also in the revealed part of the Torah, in the Nigla the Torah, that is a great accomplishment of the Shulchan Aruch Harav, the Shulchan Aruch of the Alter Rebbe. Another thing to be familiar with, as the Alter Rebbe himself explains in Tanya, that in the day of the Histalkos of a Tzaddik, the day of a passing of a Tzaddik, all Maisov, Toirosoi, Vavedosoi, all his accomplishments, all his Maisim, all his acts throughout his deeds, and his Toiros, and his Avodah of Hashem, they all become culminated and elevated on this day, Upoyalim Yeshuas B'Kerev Haaretz, and they effect great wonders in great salvation in the world. I mean, it's something very unique that all his work comes all together and becomes all totally filled and fulfilled, and therefore has an effect on the world. Another thing to be familiar with is based on a verse in the prophet Chavakuk. It says, "V'tzadik be'emunasa yichya." A tzaddik with his emunah, with his faith, yichya, he lives. Now, there is a great debate between Chasidus Chabad and what we call Chasidus HaKlolis. Of course, we all follow the ways of the Baal Shem Tov, the teaching of the Baal Shem Tov, but there's a slightly different approach in how to go about it. Chasidus HaKlolis says that you read the pasuk V'tzadik be'emunosoi yichaya. Yichaya means gives life, meaning through being connected to the tzaddik. And the tzaddik, of course, learns and understands to great depth all this, the ideas of Chassidus, the deepest concept, the deepest ideas of Chassidus, through being connected to the tzaddik. Then Yechaya, the tzaddik, gives a person life, and one is connected to the deep principles and the core ideals and ideas of Chassidus. However, Chassidus Chabad says no. Read the verse literally. Chassidus Chabad says, "Tzaddik be'emunosa yichya." Of course, you need to be connected to a tzaddik. Of course, there has to be iskashus to a rebbe. But one has to come to the quote yichya, to the life, to have the appreciation of Chassidus on their own accord through their own avodah and dwelling into understanding. Thus, Chassidus Chabad took everything that is in Chassidus of the Baal Shem Tov and brought it into a level of understanding that if one truly endeavors, one can actually understand it, comprehend it, even through human intellect. Finally, to be familiar with the Beis Yosef, we know that there was a great tzaddik, Rabbi Yosef Cairo, who wrote the Shulchan Aruch. So we know him as the Mechaber, the one who authored, the one who compiled the Shulchan Aruch. Now, if you look into the Shulchan Aruch of the Mechaber, all you have is halacha lemaisa, meaning actual halachas, neto, that's it. There is no explanations, there are no discussions. It tells you what you need to do and what you're not allowed to do. However, in order to have an appreciation of the halachas, as the Beis Yosef himself, as the Mechaber himself cautions, for one to really truly appreciate the halachas, one needs to refer to his work called the Beis Yosef, and there he explains the depth of the halachas. Let's go into the actual sikha. So, as is well known, the Holy Shalom writes that all the Moyadei Hashana, meaning all the select, significant days of the year, are all hinted in the Parshas HaShavua, which are read around that time. That means the fact that they coincide by divine providence means that in the Parsha you can find some kind of connection, some kind of hint for the special events that occur there. And the Rebbe says this extends not only to actual Yomim Tovim, but also to the birthdays and the anniversary of passings of tzaddikim, because tzaddikim are like Hashem, and Hashem, as He has designated days, their designated days are not separate from it. So from this we can understand that since Ve'era, our Parsha, is typically read the week in which falls out the Yortzeit, the anniversary of Histalkos of the Alter Rebbe, that there must be an innate connection between the Parshas Va'era and the Alter Rebbe. Now, especially considering that the Alter Rebbe himself writes, as we explained in the introduction, how unique and special the day of passing of a tzaddik is, that all the culmination of all his work, all his effect, all his teachings, or everything that he did throughout his life, all culminates and comes together to a point now in which it has a tremendous effect, even more than when he was alive physically in a body. So what is the connection? So the Rebbe says a very clear and common point is actually in the name of the Parsha. When you look at the name of the Parsha, the name is Va'era. What does Va'era mean? Hashem says, I revealed myself. What is revelation? What is revelation? Something that you can see. It's actually seeing is synonymous with light. Because when you have light, what does light do? When you turn on a light, you've not created anything new. You've not made anything new. All you did now was you made the ability. You've now made it possible for the thing to be revealed, to be seen. The Alter Rebbe, what is his name? His main name, his Hebrew name? Shnei Oyer, which is two lights. Two lights means the light of Chassidus, of Nistar, of the secret part of the Torah, and the light of Nigla, as we explained in the introduction. The Rebbe takes us a step further. Not only in the meaning of the word, but if actually you look closer in the word itself, you have a direct remez, a hint to the Alter Rebbe's name, and namely the idea of a duplicate light, of a double light. Where is it? If you take the word Va'era, says the Rebbe, if you take the first three letters, Vav, Aleph, Reish, that spells the word Oyer. So there is a light. Now you're left with an Aleph. What is that Aleph? That Aleph is actually an abbreviation for the word Oyer. So the first word Oyer, which is written clearly, that is representative and reflects the Oyer Hanigla, the revealed part of the Torah. And it makes sense because it's revealed, it's in the open. Whereas the second Oyer, which is only hinted in an abbreviation, that is representative of the secret Oyer, the Oyer Hanistar, the Chassidus, which the Alter Rebbe revealed. Now, the name of the Alter Rebbe, as we said, reflects all his maisim, his toiris, and his avedis, everything that the Alter Rebbe did throughout his lifetime, which comes, as we said, on the day of his Yortzeit. It culminates and it elevates and it goes to a much higher, more effective level. Now, the name of the Alter Rebbe, as we said, is synonymous with light. The light of Nistar, which is Chassidus, right? If we know that the whole thing that Alter Rebbe, the whole greatest accomplishment of Alter Rebbe, that he's known as the Baal HaTanya, he is the one who revealed Chassidus Chabad, which basically is what? He took the Chassidus of the Baal Shem Tov and he brought it out in the open in a manner that everybody could see it, everybody could appreciate it through their Chabad, through the Chochmah Bina V'das. That is the one Oyer of the Alter Rebbe. The other Oyer, what did Alter Rebbe do? Likewise in Nigla. The uniqueness of the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, the whole accomplishment of the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch is in the fact that it's not just halachas, but as his children write in his introduction, when they printed the Shulchan Aruch of the Alter Rebbe, that also it has the timing, it has the reasons, it has the sources and the reasons for each halacha, which means that when a person learns the halachas, not only does he know what to do and what not to do, but moreover, he understands it. He has a clarity. He has light. He has oil in this. Because when you understand something, you actually see the thing, you see the full truth. You see, if one has just merely emunah, faith in something, even if it's a solid, unshakable faith, but because you don't understand it, you still have faith in something which to you is sealed, is obscured, it's closed, that you don't really know it, you don't really connect to it. You believe in it, but you can only connect to it, so to speak, in an abstract manner. However, when you understand something, so now the thing becomes revealed, the thing becomes visible, it becomes seen, and if you can see it, then you become one with it. That the person who understands what he believes in, the person that appreciates what they believe in, they actually become one with the source of this belief, because they now understand it. So they understand the thing, their mind becomes one with the thing, which this thing, of course, comes from Hashem, the source of this seichel, and therefore become one of Hashem, one with Hashem. And this is the great accomplishment of Chassidus Chabad, that until then, as we said in the introduction, how was Chassidus practice? Everybody believed the Chassidus, everybody believed in the Baal Shem Tov. And whoever followed Chassidus believed it and believed in the teachings. But they didn't have a full appreciation, and therefore they didn't have the utmost connection to Chassidus. Why? Because it went through the tzaddik, it went through the Rebbe, tzaddik be'emunasa yichya, or like we said in the introduction, yichaya. And therefore, since their understanding of Chassidus was minimal, so there was some level of darkness. The connection is not as powerful. However, the Alter Rebbe, as in the words of the Rebbe Rashab, he began to illuminate, he began to shine. What does that mean? He took matters of Chassidus and he made it revealed in such a manner, he shined a light on it, so to speak, that everybody can connect to it, everybody can understand it, and thus become truly one with it, with the Torah of the Baal Shem Tov. And likewise what he did in Shulchan Aruch. That until then, until the point of Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, if one opened the Shulchan Aruch, the halachas were very dry. There was no revelation. The only revelation was to the extent of what to do, what not to do. And as we said in the introduction, the Beis Yosef himself cautions that this is not the ultimate, because really one needs to understand and therefore appreciate the halachas. The Alter Rebbe did is that he put it all together. He illuminated the halachas. He made them shine. That he took the halachas, that although the idea, the fundamental idea of fulfillment of halacha is that you do it with Kabbalah's oil. You do it, Kabbalah's oil really by definition means whether you understand it or not. But yet, he added to it an illumination. He made it shine, and thus it shines, that he wrote out the Shulchan Aruch in a way that it also has the timing, it also has the understanding, thus the appreciation. So now you have the advantage of both. You do it with Kabbalah's oil, but you're truly and deeply connected. So in short, the idea of Ve'era really reflects the Shnei Oyer, the Alter Rebbe, because what Alter Rebbe did is he took everything and turned it into Ve'era. He took the Torah of the Baal Shem Tov and made it visible. It made it shine, thus the utmost connection to the Torah of the Baal Shem Tov, and likewise with the Torah Sanigla, the Oyer of the Shulchan Aruch, of Halacha, which is really a culmination of all of Torah Shebaal Peh, he took that and also he made it shine, he made it illuminate.